Okay, so we are getting ready. This is for week 4 of the 8-week online sociology class. You guys are doing awesome. A lot of the discussions, I make sure that if I think you guys did a really good job, I make sure I let you know. Um, and if I haven't said anything to you, it doesn't mean that you're not doing a great job. It's just I have a lot of students. So this week I changed it up just a little bit. It's not something that's going to be an issue for you guys. The syllabus says that we were supposed to have module 2 exam open this coming week, but we're actually going to do that the next week because this week has a few more activities going on and it just works out better that way. So what we are going to do is chapter 6, and that is deviance in society, and chapter 7, which is US stratification. So you will need to read chapter 6 and chapter 7, and I will put the lecture, the PowerPoints up for those 2 chapters. Just keep in mind that next week we will have chapter 8 and 9, but the exam will be next week, but it will be over the previous chapters. It won't be over 8 or 9. So you will have the discussion post number 6 due. You will have the module 2 quiz number 2 due. And we will also have a module 3 quiz number 1 due. So even though it says it's a different module, it's not, it really doesn't have any effect on anything. It's just the way that the tests will end up. It just worked out nicer than having the test with a discussion and a quiz. And so next week, don't worry about it right now. Next week will be our quiz, our exam. But you will have 2 quizzes due this week. But the good thing about that is those quizzes will prepare you for the exam that we will do next week. For the most part, everybody is keeping up. If you are not, and I haven't noticed it, just let me know. I hope that being able to have the lecture about what's going on in the week works out better than making you sit through an entire PowerPoint. Some of these can get a little bit long, and I just think it's easier for you guys to keep up, like I've said before. If you guys have any questions, remember that you can email me. As I said before, I have a lot of classes, and I made this same announcement to every single one of my classes. If you have a problem and you email me, some people do not have email addresses with their names on them, and they send me emails, and I'm having this conversation with them. I have no idea who they are. I have no idea what class they're in. So if you have a question, I have no problem helping you. That's what I'm here for. But if I don't know who you are and I don't know what class you're in, especially this 8-week class, because you guys, like I said, are on a totally different schedule than everybody else. And if you're trying to, ask questions about certain things, I have somebody right now that's asking questions. I'm positive it's not in your class because it's an assignment that every other class is doing right now, and you guys have already completed. I also will say that with the library EBSCO assignment that we had, you guys were the first ones. You were kind of like guinea pigs, and I feel really bad about that. There were issues kind of with the Canvas. There were issues with me being a new instructor, trying to get that to work. So I have made sure that I went through, and if you got anything above a 30, or even if you did have a 30, and I saw that you really tried and you went through it, I have bumped everybody up to 50 because I feel that if you tried, I'm able to go in and see how long it took each person to do the assignment. Now, if I have somebody that I go in there and they made a 10 or a 15, and it's not because they were struggling, they didn't send me an email, and they took 5 minutes on it, you're going to get that 10 or 15. But if you got, a higher score, and I can say, oh, well, they spent a good amount of time on this. Maybe it was just, issues with it was issues with the assignment, issues with Canvas, issues with whatever. I made sure that you got those 50 points because the last thing I want is for people to be stressed out about something that was supposed to be informational for you. I want you to be able to have Somebody asked me today that one of the questions was um, what site that had to do with like researching your family's history. I forget how the question went, but it was Ancestry, that you can go on there and do that for free. And so I had someone ask about it, and another, student in class was able to say, yeah, I actually clicked on that and went to it. And it was really cool. So that's one of the main reasons I wanted you guys to do this assignment. And like I said, I know it was stressful for some people, and I'm really sorry, but I want you to say, okay, I can go back and find this NEPSCO, because I know that you're in online classes now, and I know that they are crazy, but whatever you want to do after this, if you plan to go on, to a bigger college, or you want to go into university, you will have to do research projects. You will have to write papers. Some of our things that are due in this class will have to do with research. I want you to be able to go onto the library site and have some idea of where you can find these things, because EBSCO is not something that's just for NEO, it's something that's everywhere. And if you go somewhere else, you can be familiar with EBSCO. You can go in, you don't have all the junk to weed through. You know what's there. You can determine how old the article can be. There's just so many different ways that you can look for, research and assignment. This is so much easier than like Google or Yahoo. So, yeah, and if you want to look up your ancestry, you get to do that for free while you're here. So, that was the main goal for this assignment. And I hope that most people, the in-person kids that I'm seeing, or, the students that I'm seeing, if they had problems with it, they asked me. If they had problems with it, they sent me emails. And I know a few of you guys did also. I just want to know that you were trying to get the information, that it wasn't something you blew off because you had to watch a little walkthrough. That was the main goal of this. Not as a stressful, this is supposed to be an easy 50-point assignment. 50 points is a big deal. So I want to make sure that you guys all understand, I can go back there and I can find this. So if you notice that change in your grades, that's why. I think that's pretty much all I have now. Make sure you read chapter 6 and 7, look over the PowerPoints, make sure that you get those 2 quizzes done and the discussion post. As I said, if you need to be reminded of what the rubric is for the discussion post, look in the syllabus, look in Canvas, you can find the rubric for that. Answering like I've said before, answering with, yeah, I agree. Or, I mean, some people are really going above and beyond, and I love that. That's one of the benefits. One of the benefits of an online class is that you can have that give and take with other students, and you can look at these, issues that I'm bringing up that have to do with what we're studying. So make sure you're, doing exactly what you need to do to get those points for the discussion, because I would hate for you to do the, one sentence blurb and you don't get those, you don't get those points, and they can add up. Like I said, we have 10 of those. You do all 10, you get your 100 points. You don't, then you've already fallen behind. So if anyone has any questions, just let me know, and you can email me and I will make sure that I get right back with you. So bye guys.